Newspaper classifieds. They were just an amazing thing for newspapers in the States, in Europe, to some degree, maybe a lesser degree in some countries in Asia. But now everybody's heard it. Newspaper classifieds are dead. You've all heard that, I'm sure. Craigslist killed newspaper classifieds. Don't blame Craig. He really didn't kill newspaper classifieds. And the good news is it's just not true. So what are classifieds, first of all? You know, a lot of people still don't have a mental definition of classifieds. Automotive ads and the listings that go with them. Not just the listings, but the display ads as well. Real estate ads, and again, listings. Recruitment ads and listings, you're getting the drift. But also, what about social and professional networking? LinkedIn. How many of you have a LinkedIn page? How many of you use Facebook? Now, how many of you have started using Facebook to sell and buy things? Directories and city guides. If you're looking for a plumber, you're looking for a painter, you're looking for somebody to do renovations on your house, or auto mechanics, all of that still falls into classifieds, maybe even e-commerce, because classifieds and e-commerce are merging into what we call marketplaces, and I'll talk a little bit more about them. So we've all heard newspaper classifieds are dead. That's definitely not true. Here come 3 quick examples. Who here is from SPH? Singapore Press Holdings, not Sabah. Okay, Singapore Press Holdings, you all know about Singapore Press Holdings. They've got ST701, the leading online classifieds in Singapore. We talked about them yesterday in my master class. They've got ST Jobs, ST Cars, and ST Property. Now, they had a powerful, powerful classified brand called CATS in Singapore, but now they've migrated online. But they realized they weren't the smartest guys in the room, so they teamed up with some very smart people. Schibsted. Once upon a time, 125 years ago, Schibsted was a newspaper publisher in Oslo, Norway. Now, Schibsted is what I call a post-newspaper media company. It gets about 60% of its revenue, 50–60% of its revenue from classifieds and online, and about 80% of its margin from online. And newspapers at Schibsted are continuing, unfortunately, to dwindle. They also teamed up with Telenor Group. Now, you've never heard of Telenor Group probably, but these are very, very smart people about mobile. And mobile, obviously, if you haven't gotten the message yet that mobile is not only the future but is the present, then you haven't been sitting in here all day, obviously. Then there are the big guys that you have to watch out for. Amazon.com. You didn't know Amazon was in the classified business. They quietly entered the classified business about 1.5 years ago. We're watching them very closely. In India, of all places. Quicker, which is an independent classified site in India, joined with Amazon on Zhongli. Zhongli actually originated about 20 years ago, and the Washington Post Company invested in it way back then. OLX and Flipkart, India's largest marketplace and the online megastore, have combined listings and e-commerce together. So here's the question. What should you be doing? Now, if you drop your card in the tray, I will send you a list of these things so you don't have to keep scribbling like mad. But if you want to take notes, you're welcome to. Number one, and I'm still seeing this, a lot of newspapers in Asia, when it comes to classified, are print-centric. We take the ads for the newspaper and they put them online. I'm sorry, but that's 1995 and that does not work. For a whole host of reasons that I could spend an hour on. You cannot be print-centric. If you are not digital first, you are print dead. That's blunt, It's simple, it's a fact. I offer very few guarantees as a consultant. I guarantee that. If you are print-centric with your classifieds, in a few years your print classifieds will be dead. Protect print is totally dead. I hear that far too often from publishers. We have to protect print. Ask the US publishers of newspapers how that works out. Here's one that's very tough for publishers. I've got to work with other companies, but I'm doing this myself and I'm doing fine. No, you're not. You've got to often work with competitors. The Globe and Mail in Toronto and the Toronto Star did that 15 years ago with a company they called Workopolis. They combined forces, even though they were sworn enemies. They combined forces, and they now have the #1 job site in Canada, which is Workopolis. You cannot just think about your own turf. You've got to think about how can I get better, stronger, smarter, faster, even if it means working with the guys you've competed with for many, many, many years. You've got to invest more in this business. Now, I know that's hard because you have 50 different places to invest. But if you want to continue to be in this business, you've got to focus on it, you've got to invest on it, you've got to make it perform, and then the good news is a well-run, classified business has the highest margins of any business in the world right now. A lot of the sites we look at, Schibsted, Le Bon Coin, their margin went down from 70% to 69%. That's an incredible margin. Craigslist margin is between 75 and 80% on $400 million worth of revenue. The margins in classifieds are huge, and that is why so much investment money is flowing into it in Asia, in India, in Latin America, in Africa, all around the world. The new model for print, how is print involved? Print is a wonderful medium for branding. It will no longer, in a year or 2 or 6 months or even now, be where you find the listings. But it is a great medium for branding. You can do a lot of branding ads for your auto dealers, for your developers, for your employers on newsprint. Don't forget newsprint, but you've got to move beyond it. If you don't move beyond it, you will be out of the classified business.